Nice That You Looking At, Mirrorball, is a song by the American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift from her 8th studio album, Folklore, 2020. She wrote the song as a tribute to her fans. After she cancelled a planned concert tour to support her 7th studio album Lover, 2019, produced by Swift and co-writer Jack Antonoff, Mirrorball is a dream pop, jangle pop, and indie folk song with flavors of country music, accompanied by reverbed, gentle guitars, vocal harmonies, and live drums. Lyrically, the narrator likens herself to a fragile disco ball and sings about doing anything to keep her audience entertained. In reviews of Folklore, critics interpreted the track as a metaphor for female musicians' struggles to reinvent themselves to stay relevant. They lauded the production and emotional sentiments. Many picked it as an album highlight and one of Swift's greatest tracks. Mirrorball was listed as one of the best songs of 2020 by Slant Magazine, Pitchfork, and Variety. It peaked at number 26 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and was a top 40 chart entry in Australia, Canada, Malaysia, and Singapore. Swift recorded the song for the concert documentary Folklore, The Long Pond Studio Sessions, 2020. The singer-songwriter Taylor Swift began work on her 8th studio album. She recruited Jack Antonoff, who had worked on her 3 previous studio albums, as a producer on the album. Swift wrote and produced 4 songs with Antonoff, including Mirrorball. On the track, Antonoff served as co-writer, programmer, and engineer, with Laura Sisk, and played instruments including acoustic guitar, drums, electric guitar, and Hammond B3. The track was recorded at Kitty Committee Studio, Swift's home studio, in Beverly Hills, California, and Rough Customer Studio in Brooklyn. Serban Geni mixed the song at Mix Star Studios in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Mirrorball runs for 3 minutes and 29 seconds. It is a dream pop and jangle pop song with a dense reverb. John Caramanica of the New York Times remarked that the production borderlines shoegaze, and Jason Lipschutz from Billboard deemed it an indie folk track. The production incorporates reverbed guitars, a pedal steel, country flavors, breathy vocals, harmonies, and live drums. Swift's vocals are highlighted at the forefront, backed by soft, gentle snare strokes in the background. Spencer Kornhaber of The Atlantic wrote that the song features warm and sparkling guitar tones yet snowy tambourine. Michael Wood from the Los Angeles Times compared the song to the music by such 1990s acts as the Sundays and Sixpence None the Richer for displaying a more feminine side, a counterpart to the album's overarching, beardo indie rock influence. Willman agreed that Mirrorball is one of the album's least folkloric-sounding tracks, whereas much of Folklore explores fictional narratives and departs from Swift's previously well-known autobiographical songwriting. She wrote the track after her planned concert tour for Lover was cancelled on the outbreak of the pandemic. On it, she channeled her realization of how her fans find solace on the dance floor, and her struggles with celebrity and how to maintain relevance. It's a metaphor for celebrity, but it's also a metaphor for so many people who feel like they have to be different versions of themselves for different people. In the lyrics, the narrator sings about how she would do anything to entertain her audience. All I do is try, I'm still on that trapeze. I'm still trying everything to keep you looking at me, and likens herself to a fragile disco ball. Critics interpreted the track to be about Swift's self-awareness of her public image, and about female celebrities' efforts to remain relevant at large. After the album's release, Swift recorded a stripped-down rendition of Mirrorball for the Disney Plus concert documentary Folklore. the Long Pond studio sessions and its live album on November 25, 2020. On March 17, 2023, Swift embarked on her sixth concert tour, the Eras Tour, which contained a segment of surprise songs, where she performed random songs from her discography. At the tour's opening show in Glendale, Arizona, Swift sang Mirrorball as the tour's first surprise song. In publications' reviews of Folklore, many critics lauded the production and emotional resonance of Mirrorball. They picked it as an album highlight, or even the best album track. Finn McRedmond of the Irish Times said the song was destined to be an instant Swiftian classic. Descriptions of Swift's songwriting include dreamy, devastatingly pretty, ethereal, and authentic. In Slant magazine, Eric Mason admired how Mirrorball managed to convey both nostalgia and sarcasm with breathless amazement. Hannah Mile-Rea of NME was not as impressed. She deemed the track forgettable and said it dragged. The album Mirrorball appeared on year-end lists of the best songs of 2020 by Variety's Chris Willman, who placed it at number 9 on a list of 40 songs. Pitchfork and Slant magazine retrospectively, critics have considered Mirrorball as one of Swift's greatest tracks. In rankings of Swift's entire catalog, Willman and Rob Sheffield from Rolling Stone listed it among Swift's 5 best songs. In 2022 reviews, Spencer Kornhaber from The Atlantic said that Mirrorball was one of the tracks that both fit in and stood out on Folklore, and selected it as one of her finest, most distinct works. And Catherine Flynn of Consequence insisted that Mirrorball should have been the lead single from the album and lauded its bridge as undeniable. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.